What if you could disarm worry in the next 10 minutes, not by ignoring your problems, but by meeting them with a steadiness so deep that chaos has nowhere to stick? It sounds bold, but this is the practical promise of Vedanta as taught by Swami Chinmayananda. Stop letting worry rule you. Not because life is easy, but because you can learn to use your mind like a master uses a tool, deliberately, precisely, and only when it serves you. When life lashes at us with deadlines, bills, misunderstandings, and the relentless noise of what-ifs, we forget our balance and slide into ditches of despair and anxiety. The mind begins to sprint, and the heart tries to keep pace. We watch an entire parade of scenarios we don't want, and somehow we think that rehearsing disaster makes us safer. But worry is not a safety plan. Worry is energy leaking through 1,000 pinholes. Every thought that flares and fizzles costs power. Imagine your attention as a powerful battery. Every fear you replay, every regret you stir up, every imaginary catastrophe you storyboard drains that battery without moving your life an inch. It costs a lot and yields very little. Chinmayananda's clarity is disarming. There are only two kinds of situations we tend to worry about: the inevitable and the remediable. If it's inevitable, worry is useless. The sun will set, the season will change. A decision already made by someone else will land where it lands. The plane may be delayed, the storm may roll in, the past may remain the past. If no action is possible, worry is not preparation, it's punishment. Let it go. If it is remediable, if there is even one small step you can take, then the antidote is not worry, but correct action. Make the call you're dreading. Draft the plan. Ask for help. Learn the skill. Set the boundary. In that very movement, worry weakens, because action takes the energy that worry was wasting and spends it wisely. Action clears the fog. Think of a dripping faucet in a quiet room. Drip, drip, drip. It steals your attention in tiny, exhausting bites. Worry is like that, but louder and inside your own head. Now imagine you stand up, turn the handle, and fix the leak. That's what right action does. It doesn't shout down the noise, it removes the cause. Let's make this practical. Stuck in traffic, late for an appointment? If you truly cannot speed up the cars ahead, accept the inevitable and use those minutes for steady breathing or a thoughtful voice note to reschedule. Worry doesn't part the traffic. Or, the night before a presentation, your mind loops. What if I forget my lines? If it's remediable, act. Rehearse a simple outline. Prepare a one-page backup. Set 2 alarms. Worry replaced by movement becomes competence. Here's the hinge. If we know this, why do we keep worrying? Because worry feels like we're doing something. It mimics effort while delivering nothing. Chinmayananda cuts through the spell. Stop worrying. And when the mind says, how? Vedanta answers with a daily, simple, effective discipline. Be still. This is not passive, it's not running away. It is the art of relaxation that includes body, mind, and intellect. At least 10 minutes a day, sit and let the entire system unclench. The power here is not mystical, it's deeply human. When you train yourself to rest consciously, you stop throwing your energy at phantoms. You reclaim the battery, find a quiet place, or make one by intention if the world is noisy. Sit with your spine gently tall, as if a thread were lifting the crown of your head. Let your hands rest softly. Unclench the jaw, soften the tongue, drop the shoulders. Feel the weight of your body where it meets the chair or the floor. Allow your breath to become steady, gentle, unforced. Imagine the body like a lake after wind, little ripples settling into a clear, mirrored surface. Now extend that ease inward. Let your face relax from the forehead to the corners of the eyes. Let the throat feel wide, the chest broad and open, the belly easy and unguarded, the hips heavy and grounded. Sense the whole frame loosening its grip. as if your body took a deep sigh you didn't know it was holding. Sit like an innocent child at the feet of its mother, safe, satisfied, unburdened, nothing to perform, nothing to defend. And then something predictable will happen. As the body finds stillness, the mind may riot. Thoughts rush in with banners and drums, regrets you thought you'd buried, old conversations, imagined arguments, unfinished lists, sudden cravings, flashes of shame, fragments of hope. The intellect starts spinning too, organizing and analyzing and predicting. It can feel like a tornado of thought forms, a churning column stretching from the ground of your body up into a sky full of memories and worries. Do not panic, do not fight, do not chase or wrestle. Take a step back inside yourself and stand in the watchtower of your own awareness. From there, simply observe. The chaos cannot harm the one who watches. You are in the safe, high towers of your spiritual strength. Let the mind throw its tantrum. Smile gently at the drama and remain alert but uninvolved. You are the witness, seeing clearly, touching nothing. This witnessing is not indifference, it is wise detachment. Vedanta calls it Vairagya. Detachment does not mean you don't care. It means you refuse to be yanked like a puppet by every impulse, fear, and flash of anger. When you are entangled, the storm owns you. When you stand as witness, the storm spends itself in your presence and passes on. How do you witness? Try this. As a thought appears, acknowledge it lightly. Thought. As a feeling surges, name it softly. Fear, sadness, excitement. As a memory arrives, nod, memory. Then let it go without climbing aboard. If it snags you, notice that too, and release. Return to the felt sense of sitting. Return to breath as a friendly landmark, not a task. Return to the simple fact that you are aware. The awareness needs no fixing. It is already still, like space around moving clouds. You will notice the mind tries to pull you into commentary. This is pointless. This is wasting time. I should be doing something. Smile. Observe those thoughts as thoughts. Let them rise and fall as easily as leaves floating downstream. When you do this for a few minutes, something begins to shift. The frenetic dance loses its momentum. Without your participation, thinking tires itself out. A quiet, vast presence spreads through the room. In that quiet you rest, not just the body on a chair, but the mind upon itself. Before we go deeper, a quick pause. I want to hear from you. What is one worry you're carrying right now? And is it inevitable or remediable? If it can be acted upon, what tiny step could you take today? Share it in the comments. I read them. And if this message is bringing you a bit of calm, remember to like this video and subscribe. It helps this teaching reach someone who needs it today. Now back to the practice. 10 minutes of conscious rest can revive a mind that's been flogged by constant stimulation. Think of athletes who build strength not only in training but in recovery. The muscle repairs during rest. The mind is the same. When you rest consciously, you're not collapsing into numbness. You're deliberately setting down the weight of worry and letting clarity flow back into your system. A few images may help. Picture a snow globe you've just shaken. The flakes swirl thick and fast. This is the agitated mind. Set the globe down. Do nothing. The flakes settle on their own. Or imagine a muddy jar of water. Stirring it doesn't make it clear. Put the spoon down. Wait. Clarity returns as particles drop. Your effort here is not to force stillness. It's to stop disturbing the water. As you get familiar with this, you will also notice how worry tries to disguise itself as responsibility. It whispers, if you stop worrying, you'll drop the ball. The opposite is true. Detachment sharpens your response. In stillness, your intelligence, what Vedanta calls the buddhi, can choose wisely. You begin to see, with surprising simplicity, what is inevitable and what is remediable. You conserve energy and spend it where it counts. For example, you're worried about a medical test result. Is the outcome inevitable at this moment? Yes. Action now? No. So instead of spiraling, you rest, restore, and remind yourself, I will deal with reality when it arrives. Later, if a treatment plan is needed, that becomes remediable. Calls to make, steps to take. Or consider financial anxiety. If it's truly urgent and remediable, you act, list expenses, negotiate a bill, seek advice, add a small source of income. If some portion is not changeable today, you practice acceptance, preserve your energy, and act where you can. Worry never paid a bill. Effort does. The beauty of this discipline is that it trains two powers at once, serenity and effectiveness. Serenity, because you are no longer a captive audience to the drama in your mind. Effectiveness, because you redistribute energy from useless agitation to purposeful steps. The mind learns a new habit loop. Observe, assess, act or accept, return to quiet. Over time, this loop becomes your default. You will still feel, you will still care, but you won't be constantly carried away. And what about the outer world? The unpredictable storms of other people's choices, the headlines, the sudden changes we didn't ask for. The witness stance protects you there too. It's not withdrawal, it's composure. You remain free to speak, to help, to advocate, to plan, but your inner climate stays steady. Equanimity is not complacency, it's power under control. It lets you move through complex situations without fraying at the edges. Practice this as a daily ritual, morning before the noise begins, or evening when the day has spent itself. Give yourself at least 10 minutes. Sit, relax the body, then the mind, then the intellect. Watch the inner weather without commentary. Let it swirl, let it settle, rest. If you want a cue, silently repeat, be still, or simply dwell in the sensation of breath moving and the body held by gravity. If you prefer, imagine sitting at the base of a mountain at dawn, unmoving, immense calm, while winds play across the slopes. You are the mountain. The winds are thoughts. At first, the minutes may feel long. Then something opens. You will taste small pockets of stillness the way a forest opens into glades. In those glades, you gather strength, true strength, not the brittle tension of bracing for the worst, but the supple strength of presence. When you rise from practice, your decisions feel cleaner. You know, without drama, what needs doing and what needs releasing. You will notice that the brain fog that worry generates clears like morning mist when the sun arrives. Let's be honest, sometimes the mind will still insist on worrying. It's an old habit. When it happens, treat worry itself as an object in awareness. Ah, worry is here. You are not the worry. You are the one who sees worry. Then gently run the two-question test. Is this inevitable? If yes, accept. Is it remediable? If yes, act. If it is neither or not yet, return to stillness. That's the whole method. Simple, profound, repeatable. In time, you will trust this. You will feel the difference between a life led by compulsion and a life guided from the quiet center. The outer circumstances may or may not change quickly, but your relationship to them will. Panic loses its glamour. Urgency stops bullying your attention. You stand straighter. The spine of your spirit aligns. You become hard to shake. So today, make a pact with yourself. Do not waste your precious energy on worry. Spend it on clarity and on action when action is possible. And every day, give your mind the gift of conscious rest. 10 minutes to sit, relax, witness, and recharge the very power that gets squandered by agitation. Stop feeding the fire that burns your peace. Let stillness be your home base. Stop worrying is not a slogan, it's a practice. Be still, witness, and let your own intelligence lead. From that quiet, you will find that what is inevitable hurts less, and what is remediable becomes manageable. In stillness, rest. In clarity, move. And watch how your life changes, one steady breath at a time.